Hey. So you did it.
Apparently so, yeah. Thank you. It is unbelievable to me.
It's amazing. I mean, not only is it an amazing thing, and I want to talk about that, and I don't know what I expected, when you said this to us 14 months ago. Yeah, I'm going to write a rock opera about the Book of Revelation. But it's extraordinary. So you said, okay, I heard this guy on the radio say, we want New Year's resolutions. You decided that I was the voice of God telling you to do this.
Yes, I did, yeah.
And you've been thinking about this for a while?
For, a decade, if not more. I've been sort of salting stuff from Revelation through work of mine, for as long as I've been writing songs. But I had...
Wait. So why?
It was a heavy metal youth, not to be discounted. A little Iron Maiden as a child.
Mark of the Beast?
Yeah.
Number of the Beast.
Number of the Beast, yeah. Number of the Beast, yeah. Great album.
1982.
I don't know. Yes, there you go.
33 years ago. So there's a 666 thing happening. Anyway, go ahead.
That's right. I don't know. It just has always attracted me as very poetic and strange and unfathomable. And a friend of mine saw it last night and he said, John is almost autistic. He's like crazy, but it's 1,260 days.
Yes.
There's 7 heads and 10 horns.
Yeah.
There's all this counting and all these really precise numbers. And I actually cut out all the things that mentioned cubits. There are things like, this was 400 cubits and it was 5, and then I held a rod and the gate was 3 feet tall and it was... There's just super... Aspergers-y, obsession with.
There are other
details.
Diagnoses one could apply.
Yes.
But then that. When we first talked about it, you said that.
Oh, I did want to say that I had just bought 5 translations, days before I heard the New Year's resolution thing, and I said, okay, this year. I'm going to do something. I'm going to write an outline. I'm going to do something. So I got the King James and the CEV and the ESV and just sort of all these sort of modern and semi-modern translations, and had once again collapsed in despair when I heard you guys, and I was like, these people can yell at me, and I might actually do this.
Yes.
So it was perfectly timed.
Biblical Creative Boot Camp. That's what
perhaps.
There's an app here. We can monetize it, but. So when we first talked, you said about the source material, which you were pretty, in its way, faithful to. You condensed, you edited, and therefore you're no longer in the Book of Life.
And there I'm no longer in the Book of Life. Yeah, I actually everybody in the show, before they came on board, I was like, listen, just so you know, it does and I'm serious. I told everybody, I don't want this to be a surprise when you get to the end of the script that you've signed up for something that may get you out of the Book of Life. If you have a crazy evangelical aunt or something, you should just know. You should know.
You called it the loopy, utterly insane, virtually plotless, bizarre mishigas of psychedelic imagery. That is the Book of Revelation.
Yes.
And it's clearly all of that. Did you try to start by figuring out how am I going to make this work as an hour and 20-minute show that makes some kind of sense?
Well, yeah. I started by just cutting. I started with the CEV, the Contemporary English Version, which is the most simplified version. I think there are literally no 3-syllable words in it. They really just cut it down. Not in a bad way. They really were like, we are going to tell this weird thing in a way that it is understandable. So I went through that and took plot elements and sort of built the outline, which is basically, Jesus destroys the earth is basically, and then there's these little episodes.
And then it recovers it for.
And then he recovers it, unless you're a sorcerer or an idolater or a murderer.
Yeah.
Or you've loved and made a lie.
Yeah, loved and made a lie is a great line. That must have been irresistible.
Absolutely. That was. When I was, 21 years old, that was one of the things that I was like, this is amazing. I have to do something with this.
Now. A Christian believer could see this, hear this, and be fine with it, don't you think?
Except the word Jesus does not appear once.
Yeah.
So there's that preamble at the beginning, which is we're going to call God the Word. So after that first page, the word God doesn't appear, Jesus doesn't appear. The closest thing to it is the Lamb.
Yeah.
But
so talk about that choice.
I wanted people to hear it, and I didn't want people every time you
Jesus.
said
Yeah.
Jesus to go, ooh, Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, but I honestly
That's
think
interesting.
I think it is faithful to the story. Nothing is cut out of it. The only things that are cut out of it is earthquakes. There are about 5 times more earthquakes than appear in the show. But plot-wise, it is the book of Revelation, and I'm hoping that I get to go out in the world and cause some controversy with this, and people get mad at me, because one of the strange developments of Western culture is, for some reason, the Bible doesn't belong to everybody. And saying, well, we get to decide what the Bible is because we are this kind of believer, it's like saying, well, Shakespeare is ours. Like, you don't get Shakespeare, you don't get to interpret Shakespeare.
And speaking of Shakespeare, I was reminded of the experience of seeing a production of various Shakespeare plays for the first time and saying, oh, that phrase is familiar. Oh, I know that. Similarly, with this, it's like, I've heard that. Oh, yes.
Right.
The Four Horsemen. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's a pre-marketed script.
Exactly, yeah.
And what is your intention or hope for what will happen?
I'd love to do like an
arena show,
an
right?
off-Broadway show. Shit, I'd do Madison Square Garden with this. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Get Zeb's images that big? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Dude, any day of the week.
Yeah. But you're happy the way it came out. You should be. Right?
I'm very happy the way it came out, yeah.
I think we have time for exactly 2 questions. So, playing John the Revelator, choose.
Oh, God. Hands? Anybody?
Can you talk about the artwork?
Zebediah Keneally is just a great artist. You can find him on Instagram as @HamburgerVampire. Just an amazing artist, and he's never done anything like this before.
He's never done animation.
He's never done any before.
Yeah.
And I was
you've
like,
never done an opera.
And I've never done an opera. So I was like, Zeb, like your art is right for this. Will you take this on? And he took it on. So
Speaking of opera, I have one more question, which is, did you think of it from the beginning as an opera, and you would have arias and this recitative stuff, and then spoken word? I mean, did you have that notion?
it's more of an opera the way that it's a rock opera, the way Tommy is a rock opera, Quadrophenia. I mean, 2 Who albums. But I embraced the term after a couple of months of being like, I'm doing this thing for Studio 360, and it's
stage
music, and it's
presentation.
exactly. I was like, it's fucking rock opera. Fine, it's a rock opera.
Yeah. Anybody else have a question for Mike? Yes, sir.
So in the end, what does it all mean?
That's an excellent question.
The European Union are the 10 nations.
Exactly.
Obama is the false prophet or the beast. I'm not sure.
Somebody told a friend of mine told me that apparently, and I didn't Google it, so I don't know if it's true, but she had heard that Chernobyl is Ukrainian for wormwood. Is it true? Yes. Beck Schwartz, everybody. Yeah, so, there's that part where the star's name was Wormwood and it fell upon the waters and it turned to wormwood. That's fucking freaky. So there are instances like that seem to line up with current events, but
do you, other than it being this, part of the Bible and this extraordinary prophetic, psychedelic prediction of the end of the world and the beginning of the next, do you respond to it in some way other than, wow, this is amazing material?
I think vengeance is written very deeply in the DNA of Christianity. And that's the thing that I was most kind of surprised and interested in as I worked on this thing, is really there was just this feeling of incredible persecution and this incredible desire for the tiny number of people, Christians in the 3rd century, which is one of the theories as to when it was written. it really is this. I want to say like a tale of empowerment or something dumb like that. But the level of like we got him and we won and we got back at him. There's something beautiful about that to me. It's very sort of Schwarzenegger movie.
You know what? I just learned this week the motto of the Confederate States of America: God will avenge.
He will. I mean, it's really one of the Iron Maiden song "Number of the Beast" is like, I'm a fire and I'm gonna destroy the world. I got this, And as kids, we were all like, oh, he's this Iron Maiden is the devil. They're the devil. No. In "Number of the Beast," Iron Maiden are Jesus. Jesus is the guy who kills everybody with fire. It's the devil kind of, and when the devil does stuff. They always say, and the devil was allowed to or was made to. It's almost like, and there's a lot of stuff that's like, whoever was written in the book of life before the foundation of the world. So if it was written before the foundation of the world, we're done, right? I mean, why do we have to go through this?
That's the whole Calvinist problem, right?
Yeah.
Nothing we can do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And why are you doing this? It's so punitive and bizarre.
And or at least as performed here tonight, such pleasure taken in describing the grisly torment.
Yes. Over and over. And by the way, a lot of what I cut is they'll just say something several times, like, and then we burned him with fire, and then he got burned with fire, and then he'll get burned. And they keep switching verb tenses. So it's like, he got burned with fire, and then he'll get burned with fire, and then he'll be burned with fire. It's really...
So you made it, you moderated it. And
I moderated it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one thing is, there is this weird thing where it'll switch verb tenses, from past to future in the middle of a story. And generally, the future tense I gave to Amber, who played the angel and the word and all the sort of holy characters.
Terrifying. Amazing performer, and absolutely terrifying.
Amazing performer, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mike Doughty, I could go on all night, but we don't have time. I am so proud to have this little tiny bit of involvement in making this come to be. Thank you so much.
I am so fucking grateful to you guys. It is incredible. I cannot believe that this happened. I can't believe that actually this happened.
Yeah.
So
we
thank
made
you,
your
and
dream
thank
come
you.
true.
You made my dream come true.
Yeah.
I just backstage, and I'm not great at this sort of corny stuff, but everyone came backstage, and I was like, hey everybody, thanks for making my dream come true. That's true. It's true.
Thank you, sir.
You're so welcome.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Kurt. Thanks, everybody.